Hey guys, so unfortunately, my camera keeps corrupting my files. So, unfortunately, this is going to be an audio only episode, but I hope you enjoy it anyways. Sorry. Hi guys, it's me, Addie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm so tired from Christmas. Genuinely. We had so many places to go. This is like our first day just being at home. And it's Sunday after Christmas. We both have divorced parents. My parents' parents are divorced. My dad's, on both sides. So, sorry if I'm a little tired, but I'm excited to do these today. Today's theme is kind of like not really a theme, but it's, how do I describe it? How do I describe today's theme? I'm just like, when I read these, I was shook. That's how I would describe these. But okay, let's go ahead and get started. All right, the first one I have is from r/AITAH. It's called, I think my date was drugged. Am I the asshole for how I handled it? Trigger warning. Roofing. And this one does have an update. Okay. I'm going to try to stop saying okay before every single time I talk. I think my date was drugged. Am I the asshole for how I handled it? I, 24 male, was on a date last night. I had matched with this woman on Hinge, and this was our first time meeting in person. We met for dinner, and we were having a good time. After dinner, we headed to a bar down the street, and after one drink, she was kind of slurring her words and spaced out. I'll be honest, I was a little annoyed because I didn't know how she could possibly be drunk, as we only had 2 drinks at dinner and a pretty big meal. My only assumption is that she could have been drinking before the date, but she didn't seem drunk when she first arrived. I politely told her I was going to grab the check, but as we were waiting/paying, she seemed to get significantly more incoherent by the minute. We had both taken an Uber, but I honestly felt weird sending her in an Uber alone. She was practically falling asleep on the bar stool, and the bartender was shooting me weird looks as if to say, take her home. So anyway, I grabbed her phone and I was able to get her to unlock it using her Face ID. I called the number of the last person she texted and told them what was going on. Luckily, this person was a good friend and insisted on picking her up immediately. I took her outside, but I had to hold her up. Her friend arrived within 15 minutes, but she looked at me like I was a creep. I apologized and her friend just kind of brushed me off, threw my date in the car, and left. Am I the asshole? Did I do the right thing? Should I have called the police? I hope she's okay, but I can picture being out on one of those "are we dating the same guy" pages where she or her friend accuses me of drugging her. I'm not interested in a second date, but I do kind of want to make sure she's okay. Would it be wrong to check on her? Would it be wrong to not check? Honestly, it's possible some other creep working behind the bar slipped her something, but I don't know what their motive would have been considering she was with me, but who knows the mindset of people who do stuff like that. Could she have been on something before she arrived and the alcohol just enhanced it? Whoa. I think he did handle it right by calling her friend, but I think he definitely should, check on her. I do think it would be wrong to not check on her. Truly. But I mean, what else could he? I think it would have been creepy if he, put her in an Uber with him and took her home, because she would have no idea what happened, and that could be a really bad situation. So I do think it was good for her to call her friend, or for him to call her friend. But also, I do understand why the friend would kind of be creeped out by him too, because really, who knows? But also, I don't know, I think if you're roofing someone, you wouldn't call their friend, but alas. Top comment, I believe, is you absolutely did the right thing. Calling/texting one of her people to come get her was smart, and I'm happy she was with someone like you when she got roofied. Thank you for getting her home safely. Okay, now I'm confused because a lot of these comments are talking about ice. What does ice have to do with this? Add to that, I'd have checked her for an ICE number, not American here. We use ICE on our phones as in case of emergency, and it can appear on our phone's home screen, or a mom or dad number. But 100% yes, calling the number texted last or most is a fantastic shout. Edit to add, thank you to so many people around the world who have commented to say that ICE is a normal thing as an emergency contact option, even in America. I had no idea it was a worldwide thing, and it's great to hear. Whatever your country advises as a way to let people know how to get in contact with your loved ones, and in case of emergency, please follow that advice. Okay, that feels like a whole entire tangent. I guess people were saying, like, why would you call ICE on her? But they clarified. So, let's see. What is the update? Update, not sure if I'm doing this correctly, but a few people asked for it. I did text her and ask if she was okay. She blocked me. Sorry for the boring anticlimactic ending. I suppose she either doesn't trust me or she's embarrassed. My text was sent but not delivered. I mean, honestly, that is fair. If you go on a date and then you, like, believe you get drugged, I feel like your first thought is that it probably is your date, but that is a shame. I wish they could have gotten it settled, but at least he posted this. His, like, name is clear now. All right, let's move on to the next one. This was posted to r/best of Redditor update, so this will probably be a long one. Title is, Am I the asshole for not supporting my cousin who shaved her head due to cancer? The OP is the user Pepper Alternative 905. Originally posted to r/am I the asshole. Trigger warning, mental health struggles. The original post was posted on March 25th, 2021. I know the title sounds terrible, but please read before judging. A few months ago, my cousin, who I am close with, was diagnosed with breast cancer. She was extremely lucky, though, because it was caught very early. It had not spread. She had a lumpectomy to remove the tumor. The last I knew, she was recovering wonderfully, and the doctors believed she was in the clear and making a full recovery, other than needing to go in for frequent checkups for a while. So thankful. However, yesterday I was shocked to see she posted one of those videos with emotional music of her husband shaving her head, discussing about her fight. Immediately I panicked and called her thinking something had happened, and they found out it had returned. When I asked her what happened, she said she was okay and she was fine, but sounded annoyed, so I pressed further. What happened? I saw you shaved your head. Do you need chemo? Is it back? Etc. She again insisted she was fine. So I flat out asked her why she cut her hair then, to which she replied, It's what you do when you have cancer. I got really confused at first, but then remarked something along the lines of, That's wonderful that you are shaving out of solidarity of everyone fighting. She huffed again and said, No, she didn't do it out of solidarity. She had to cut her hair, and she was annoyed that she had to, and complained for a solid 5 minutes about how she was going to take care of a bald head. She was going to look awful with short hair, constant need to wear hats this summer, etc. I am completely baffled at this point, and I'll admit I was a little annoyed. I don't take cancer or treatment lightly, so I said, Cousin, people don't cut their hair just because they have cancer. They cut it because they're going to undergo a treatment that will make their hair fall out. Your treatment was done. You had no reason to cut your hair. If you did it in a show of support, that's fine too, but you have no right to complain or be annoyed when you chose to cut it and then post a video about it again to gain sympathy because you did so. She told me I was being a witch and yelled at me for not supporting her. How could I be so unkind? Now, I was by her side for every appointment when she was diagnosed and her husband couldn't be there. I was there for a few days post-surgery to help her and her family out. I always have and always will support her, but this, not at all. I feel like I'm losing my mind because she just doesn't understand that having cancer automatically equals cut your hair, no matter what, even if you already, as far as you know, recovered. So I might be the asshole because, simply put, I got snippy with a cancer patient for cutting her hair. But I feel like I'm not, since it wasn't necessary to do so in the first place. Am I the asshole? No, and it almost sounds like Munchausen's or something. Like she wants to be. I don't know. I think Munchausen's is you actually believe you're sick when you're not sick. And she is sick. But like, it almost sounds like Munchausen's. The verdict was not the asshole. Relevant comments. I don't think you're the asshole, but maybe there is more going on here with her emotional state. Just be there for her as much as you can. She's obviously feeling something that has made her do this. OP. I'm trying. I mentioned in another comment as well that I think she heard the diagnosis and was preparing for the worst, and then the worst didn't happen. It's almost like she's in too good to be true mindset. Like even though she's been told it's over, she doesn't feel it. Someone says, not the asshole. Sounds like you love your cousin tremendously, but her drastic actions are just odd. Try to talk to her husband and explain you weren't trying to upset her, but you're confused and worried. Maybe he will have some insight. This looks like attention seeking. Maybe or maybe it isn't, but it's odd. Good luck. That's true, because why didn't the husband say, like, no, you don't need to do this, like, it's okay. Like, why did he shave her head for her? Opie says, unfortunately, if it was done for attention seeking, then I can almost guarantee your husband was behind it. He's not a bad spouse or person, really. Just very woe is me, if that makes sense. They say, ooh, well, that sucks, honestly. Have you tried talking to her parents or siblings, if she has any? Opie says, she has no siblings, which is part of why she and I are so close, more like sisters than cousins. Unfortunately, her father passed away a few years ago, and her relationship with her mom is hit or miss, as they are both hot-headed, and even the best intentions evolve. Imagine her reaction to me, but if I had responded with equal snark and it went on for hours. That's her and her mom, LOL. I'm basically it, other than her other close friends, so I will reach out to them as well. Not sure what they know. I'm not saying this is to toot my own horn or anything, but to be there and support her the way I try to, not everyone is willing or able to do that. I don't know. It's tough. Maybe I can ask her oldest daughter too. She's 13. She may be able to help me figure out her mom's mental state. Oh, I don't know if I'd ask the 13-year-old, if I'm being honest. That is like, she's probably already in a weird space from being 13 and her mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Update. Wow, I can't believe this had so many reactions. For now, I am just leaving her be, and hopefully she will come to me when she is ready and we can figure out what's really going on. If we do, I will be sure to post an update. Also, to the people who told me I was judging her and it's not my place what she does with her hair, I would just like to clarify that I told her why people with cancer cut their hair, because I feel like she should know that cancer does not automatically mean cutting your hair. I wasn't telling her she shouldn't cut it. That's her choice. But I was telling her she shouldn't complain about having it done, since she did this of her own free will. Regardless, I have admitted in several comments that I did not handle it correctly, and this was still not the best response, and I own that 100%. Update, April 1st, 2021, 1 week later. My original post got a lot more responses than I thought, and had a lot of people calling my cousin an idiot. So I just wanted to give an update. Some of you said her head was not in the right place, and some of you also asked about her husband, and it was a combination of those that turned out to be true. It had been about a week, and my cousin called me to come over and talk to her. When I got there, I immediately apologized for my reaction to her actions, and I assured her that I will always support her no matter what, and that I was just confused and in shock, and I didn't think before I spoke. She started bawling and told me how she felt like she was so stupid for doing what she did. She told me that ever since her cancer diagnosis, she feels like she's just been walking around feeling lost. She was so concerned about the repercussions on her family, on her daughter, that she had all this building on her, and when she was told she was practically in the clear, rather than having a weight lifted off her shoulders, she just kept feeling like she had to keep looking behind her, waiting for the scary monster to pop back out. And that she also had guilt because she got off easy. Her words, not mine. Unfortunately, she chose to express these feelings to her husband, who convinced her that shaving her head would help. A bunch of bull about how it would help her feel more in control and would be empowering. As I said in some comments, her husband is very much woe is me, so I'm sure him getting a chance to show how he was just oh so supportive as a husband was right up his alley. He ultimately was the one that took the video, added the music, and posted it on her page. In no uncertain terms, I told her that her husband is an idiot, lol, and that she should have probably asked someone else's opinion first. Heck, even her 13-year-old would have talked her out of shaving her head for goodness sake, lol. We spent a long time looking at pictures of celebrities who had shaved their heads and how they styled it as it grew back to help her. And I offered to go help her get some wigs if she wanted to as well, and that regardless, she is still beautiful and she can totally own a bald look. I also recommend that she speak to someone professional about what she is feeling. She agreed this was a good idea and will start looking for someone. Ultimately, we are in a great place. Oh, this is actually an amazing cousin, and I totally understand how her cousin was feeling. I cannot even imagine, that's terrifying. Having a family and getting diagnosed with cancer and then suddenly being like, oh, no, you're good. There was literally just cancer in your body. That's so scary. And her husband's weird. Sorry. Maybe they'll divorce one day. Final comments. I'm glad you guys spoke and that she opened up to you, but yikes. Does her husband have some kind of Munchausen thing going on? That part sounded very weird. Maybe not her having Munchausen's. Maybe her husband has Munchausen's by proxy. OP. So I tried to post it as part of the update, but a mod yelled at me. Let's just say he and I had some choice words about it, and he knows to never pull that crap again. Ooh. Whoa. Did he even try to defend it? LOL. I'd know if I would let him get a word in, but I didn't. He just kind of sputtered, and I just walked away. I'm confused. Why were y'all yelling? What, did he call you? Or were y'all typing? I'm so confused. I'm really glad you were able to help her feel better. This is a really wholesome update. Unfortunately, your cousin's husband acted like an idiot, but your cousin is still going through a lot emotionally, and I'm glad you're there to support her while she's going through it. Best of luck to you and your cousin. Opie says, I didn't think to put it all in the original post, but through all of her appointments, except for just one or two, I was the one that was there. Her husband just always gave the excuse that he just can't leave work like that, and assured her he would rather skip these appointments so that she can take time off when she really needs him. As a gaslit wife, I can see where she would have thought he was doing it for her benefit. But as third parties looking in, we can see how much of an incomparable ass it makes him. I didn't bring up her marriage at this point. She has enough on her plate. I did have some words with him myself, though. If I ever see this happening again, I am intervening on her behalf. Otherwise, I will wait until she seems to be doing better and then maybe suggest she consider whether this marriage is beneficial for her and a good model for her daughter. Someone replies, what a jerk. If his wife didn't need him during her appointments, when in the world would she actually need him? I hope she leaves him and finds someone better. OP says, he claimed he would take off when she was sick so he could take care of her and their daughter while she recovered, which he would have known she wasn't going to get sick if he would have just gone in the first place so he could understand her treatment plan. He did take off the day of and after her surgery since they were a Thursday and Friday, but he's been at his job for a year, so I know he's got more than 2 PTO days. And I was also there both of those days during the hours my kids were at school, and he helped sponge bathe her, and that was pretty much the entirety of his contribution. Wow. I am so glad OP is there for her cousin, and I'm glad her cousin has her. Because truly, she is in a weird marriage. But I'm so glad she's pretty much cancer free. I think that is amazing. And I hope everything continues. I hope she stays in remission. Let's go on to our last one. This is from the subreddit r/am I the asshole. Am I the asshole? Mom mad because I don't want to clean her dirty sex sheets. This was posted 14 days ago. My mom travels for work and is often away for months at a time. When she does come home, she usually flies in late, so she likes her room to be clean and her bed freshly washed and made. I'm happy to oblige because she's letting me live at home for free while I save up for my own place, and it's a simple request to just want the house clean. Plus, she's my mom. She's been dating this guy and has him over sometimes when she's in town. The last time she was here was Thanksgiving, and this guy spent the night at our place. I know that him and my mom had intimate relations because I could hear it from my room. Yes, gross, but she's an adult and I'm living at her house, so it is what it is. Anyways, she leaves to go back to work the next day without cleaning her room/sheets, and now she will be coming home next week for the holidays. I told her that I didn't feel comfortable cleaning her dirty sheets because I don't want to touch dirty sheets that have those bodily fluids on them. She got pissed off and was saying that it's not a big deal as housekeepers in hotels clean dirty sheets all the time. But I said 10 toes down that I'm not touching those sheets even with gloves. She's still pissed, but said she'll do it herself. But I don't understand how she doesn't understand that I actually feel offended that she'd expect me to handle those sheets in the first place. Am I the asshole? She just literally called her daughter a freaking, housekeeper. Which, no shade to housekeepers at all. I've actually honestly thought, considered that as a job. Because I'm respect. But also I feel like it's different because housekeepers are doing it with people they don't know. Like your mom. That's disgusting. I don't have kids. But I wouldn't even want my friend to wash those. No, your mom's weird, and I hope you save up soon and get out of there because she is kind of a freak. She's weird. Top comment, not the asshole. She could have stripped the bed and put them in the washer before she left. True, that takes 2 seconds. That literally takes 2 seconds, and then, the daughter could have still just, put the soap in and turned on the washing machine. Right, ask to move them to the dryer and make the bed if you don't have time, but it takes 2 minutes to strip a bed and start the laundry. Literally, and if she's away for months after the bed is made, throw a sheet over it to prevent dust. Another top comment is not the asshole. Anyone who disagrees is weird. It doesn't make OP immature/lazy for not wanting to be around her mother's fluids. Also, OP does do the laundry as she stated in her post. She just doesn't want to wash these sheets from her mother's sexual activities. Someone replied, yeah, OP is fine cleaning and it's a very healthy boundary to not want to touch your parents' jizz blanket. Why'd you say it like that? Ew. Not the asshole. Ew, yeah, and it's so trashy. She said she's very understanding. She said she knows her mom is an adult and that it's her house, but no, that's trashy. I think even if you have roommates, you shouldn't try to be loud around that. You're cohabitating a space. And then someone does say, tell her, I'm not a housekeeper, I'm your child. Ding, 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 reminder. I'm literally your kid. Whoa. I'm personally not seeing any comments about anyone saying that she's in the wrong for it. But someone says, not the asshole. All the Americans in the comments are honestly so weird, acting like parents are doing charity for their children if they still live with them past a certain age. You decide to have a kid, you sign up for supporting them for a lifetime, even though the kind of support you do will likely change throughout their lifetime. It doesn't stop when the child reaches adulthood. You apparently do enough housekeeping that she feels comfortable comparing you to an actual housekeeper, presumably including washing her sheets if they're not dirty with sexual fluids. And from another comment, you do pay for several things. It literally takes just a few moments to take off dirty sheets. She's a grown woman. She can do that by herself. Whoa! Why are you throwing us Americans under the bus? Hey. And then there's Americans under the comment being I'm American and I don't think this is wrong. Or I do think this is wrong. I feel like it's weird. That's a super weird one. That was a really weird one to end up on. The general consensus, though, is not the asshole. So, yeah, I don't think anyone in their right mind would think that OP was the asshole in this situation. Well, guys, let me know how you liked this video. Let me know how the audio was. I know I've gotten some comments about my audio being really quiet, but I'm trying. I tried to bump up the audio on this one. So just let me know how you felt about it. Let me know how you liked, like, do you like being on the screen more? Like me sitting down and talking, or do you like the Reddit post being in the background more? I think the reason my like video clips keep getting corrupted, I think maybe my SD card is like too weak for my videos, but I just don't understand why. I don't understand why it's not uploading now, but it was before. Or like they're not, like I go to move the file and it doesn't work anymore. So if anyone's tech savvy and knows anything about that, I tried to like convert them to like MP4 things and it just says there's nothing in the file. But then obviously I go on my camera and I can watch it on my camera, but it's just not working on anything else. So let me know about that. Thank you so much. Let me know how you felt about these stories. Let me know how you liked everything. Let me know how you thought the audio was. Just give me all the feedback you possibly can. Anyways, peace and love. Bye, guys.